It's a rock factory.
This station rules the nation with version.
Representing the people, the music, the vibes, and the culture. It's a culture lifestyle.
Where is the business going after COVID? Where are the artists plan? And how many artists didn't record those songs during the COVID who have to catch up? And how much artists as well who record songs and have them all packed up and ready for COVID? Who's going to be the leading artist in after COVID? Who's going to strike in the most song and who have the hit song waiting after COVID?
Well, I mean, there's a few artists right now, Busy Signal is my favorite right now in the mix, I mean, he's dropping music almost every week and it's always just a good vibe from Busy, I'm also working on a new project with Busy on the Pepper Up Rhythm and it's called Bashman Girl. And, it's a fabric of the 90s and looking to bring back that whole element and that whole thing right back into the space of dancehall culture.
It's a rock factory.
Girl, your body's so fine, baby. When you bubble and wine, lady. Get your bashment style right now. Connect like say you're online.
She is the CEO of the first rum festival in Jamaica. It's called Carrie Rum Festival, right? And she's also an entrepreneur. And she's going to give us some information about events that's happening in Jamaica. How do we see the event business moving forward in Jamaica? Hi. So this is Stephanie Elliott. How are you doing, Stephanie?
Hello.
I'm great. Hi, everybody. I'm great.
Hi, Stephanie.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Well, hello to the world.
Hi, Stephanie. You're live on Cat Radio, and you're joining us on the show, which I call, well, it's the Artist Link Up Show, but I always call it the Chip Chop Show as well. Nothing. We can go personal sometime, or we can stay on the edge. So, nice to join us right here on Cat Radio.
Thank you again.
So we're talking about events in Jamaica. Where is it in regards to COVID? Let's talk about the Rum Festival and all these different things that you have going on in Jamaica.
Okay, all right. As I said, it was just yesterday that the government announced that they were giving us some leverage in the staging of events in Jamaica. But there have been complaints from several quarters that 250, which is the amount they're allowing to gather at any given event, is too little. Now, if you check the landscape, the majority of events that are staged in Jamaica really does not surpass that amount. It is events like my Rum Festival that is expected to attract thousands, and like Sumfest and the Rebel Salute and those events which are staged at different times of the year that I believe will be more severely impacted.
I see. So what do you think about for December? Do you see anything happening in December? Or you think that, we could just do 250 per event? Would that be, worthwhile doing an event for 250 people? How can we make money? A promoter can make money from having 250 people just show up. Are we going to raise the price? How are we going to make this happen?
Okay then, so as I was saying, for big event promoters, it will take some serious reinventions to really be able to stage our events. Otherwise, the other small promoters like party promoters, they will fare well in this season. It will be good for the small promoter, but for Sumfest and Rebel Salute and Rum Festivals, it certainly is going to take some rethinking to really be able to capitalize on the opportunity to stage events again. We're really hoping that by November of this year, we will get the clearance to allow the gatherings. But then that all depends on how we are able to cope with COVID. And this is no secret. I believe the government started with 250, allowing 250 people in any given circumstance. Because we are kind of an unruly set, and if 250 people are there and we feel that it's a party that we ought to be, we may have some problems. But the government is testing the waters, and we're just going to have to comply because this is a serious time.
We are living in a serious time.
One of the positives we can look at, though, is that so far Jamaica has very limited experiences where a community spread is concerned. And I believe a lot of Jamaicans have considered ourselves safe from the virus because as long as you're not coming from overseas, people don't feel that they're threatened.
Jamaica can actually balance themselves at this moment. And the only way to balance themselves right now is to keep the event.
Support each other.
Support each other. You don't have to have tourists come in to buy out the bar. Tourists don't buy out local bar. Tourists go hotel. So I think the only person should have this. I think the only person should have this problem really is the people like Mr. Sanders and etc. who make billions and billions of dollars. So he can go sit down for a while, and the rest of them with the big hotel can go sit down for a while because they make enough. And as far as I'm concerned right now, Jamaica people themselves can flow on their own and survive.
Kat, let me give you a prime example. When we just had the whole outburst with COVID and everybody was in panic mode, etc., would you believe that we got no reprieve from our utilities? The light bill was still being paid, the water bills were still being paid, the rent, there was no reprieve from rent. And Jamaicans came out, we were still working, we could not wait to go back on the road. We are a set of survivors.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
Other countries like New York get those kind of things and they must suffer. And we are here just balancing our act, just like normal.
Watch what Miss Donna is doing down there, same way.
Don't ram. I just come off a video watching what she has been doing. This woman is going around and appealing for help, and people in the diaspora and even locally are still sending them little $2,000 and little $5,000, and walls are being built and rooms are being added to houses.
I'm telling you,
big screen TV are coming up people's house because we are helping each other.
You don't think this woman supposed to get an award from the government, the governor general or something?
I'm sure a recommendation has been put forward. Right now, if you run for MP, she win. She has gotten up before the camera and said, listen to me, I am a poor soul, but these are people that need help. And I believe it's that raw honesty that people are gotten attracted to and saying, listen to me, this lady will help these people and we're going to be sending her our money. And that is an excellent trait. And of course, I'm sure in August we're going to see her standing on one of those podiums, accepting an award from the Prime Minister because she deserves to be awarded.
Of course she deserves to be awarded.
But you think that the Prime Minister know about her already?
Of course she know about her. She's a brand at the moment. She's absolutely a brand at the moment.
She's Brand Donna, Dora, Auntie Donna, and our Planka crew.
Yeah.
May I tell you why this woman too great? She's building about 10 houses at the moment,
10 houses?
Not one time. Believe me, she has impacted several lives, and it's coming back. It's coming from us. That's the thing. It's not a big company that saw it and said, "Let us help her." It is those little dollars from the little man that has been pulled together to help poor people. And believe me, that in itself is an amazing feat. COVID has taught many of us many lessons. Mind you, we still have crime as an issue in Jamaica, but we are to have gotten that community effect, which teaches us that we have to be our brother's keepers.
It's a rock factory.